You know, pretty much every iPad review I've watched assumes you're going to be buying an iPad and an Apple keyboard and an Apple Pencil. But the iPad accessory ecosystem is actually pretty robust, and there are a lot of great options in all categories from third parties. In the Apple Pencil space, ESR has been making alternative Apple Pencils for a few years now, and their latest one just came out the week of CES 2025. Now, this is the Geo Digital Pencil. I'm guessing the Geo is in reference to the fact that this pencil supports Apple Find My, so that if you end up misplacing the stylus, you have half a chance of actually being able to find it. So let's take a look at what comes in the box. So first we have a QR code that would presumably link you to a YouTube video on how to set this pencil up. And then we have what looks like something of an instruction manual, just pointing out the different features of this stylus. There is the status light and button on the top of the pencil, a USB charging port if you choose to charge that way, and then replaceable nib. Got some stickers I'm just gonna put to the side there. And now we're getting to the good stuff. So the pencil itself, let's go ahead and pull that out. I am one of those people that rips boxes. I have no patience for things that don't come out easy. Alright, so got the pencil itself here. Weirdly, we have the serial number printed on the bottom. That's an interesting choice, but it looks very similar to an Apple Pencil. And if you look on the back here, focus a little bit, you'll see there's this arrow with lines around it, more or less indicating that the location of the stylus can be tracked. I think it's really indicating Find My support. And then we see we have the USB-C port. I'll pull this out of here, this cover out of it, or I could leave it in if I plan on just charging magnetically, but nice to have the option to charge with a wire if I choose to. Also in the box here, it looks like we have just your standard USB cable. Here we go. Yep, it's your regular everyday USB cable. And then we also have the replacement nibs. If you happen to wear down yours, you get 3 in the box. All right, so let's get this thing paired. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull in my iPad. You can see the pencil connected automatically to the magnetic side of my iPad Pro. What's nice is this stylus will connect to newer iPads that have a different layout of magnets on the Apple Pencil side, and iPads like my M1 iPad Pro here that has the older magnet layout. The M4 iPad Pro and the M2 iPad Air moved the front camera to the landscape edge of the device, and this required Apple to reposition the magnets that connect to the Apple Pencil. So the fact that this stylus works with the older layout and the newer layout is something not even Apple has done. Once it's connected, we can look at the status LED on the end of the pencil to confirm not only that it is connected, but also that it's receiving power from the iPad. So yes, this does charge over the same charging system that an Apple Pencil would. So we're going to go into settings, and we're going to go into the Bluetooth menu. I'm going to just hold down on the button here to put it into pairing mode. You'll see it shows up in the Bluetooth menu, and then I'll go ahead and tap that and accept the pairing request. And now we can see that the stylus is paired. So we've got the top button on the stylus, and there are a couple of shortcuts associated with that button. If you click once, that brings you to the home screen. And if you double click the button, that brings you to the multitasking view. Now it would be great if these shortcuts were customizable, but I'm guessing that the API's Apple Access does not allow third-party manufacturers the ability to offer that. So those are the only shortcuts it has, but they are moderately useful depending on how you use your stylus. Now let's take a look at Find My integration. So from the Find My app, we're going to go over to the Items tab. Oh, you can do it from Devices. Tap Add a New Item. And since I already had the stylus paired, I didn't have to enter pairing mode. The Find My app just saw it. So I'll go ahead and tap Connect. I'll give it a name. Let's call it ESR Pencil. Tap Connect. Oh, give it an emoji. Okay. We'll do a pencil emoji. There we go. And now the stylus is linked to my Apple account. Now the big benefit, in addition to being able to see the stylus on the map, would be that I can play a sound from the Find My app to help find where I may have placed it. So I'm going to play a sound here. I'll put it next to the mic so you guys can hear what it actually sounds like. I think you get the idea. Let's see how this thing works as a tool. Let's go into the Notes app. Start a new note here. Third-party styluses can't have access to triggering the pencil kit palette, so there's no double tap or squeeze to bring up any different pencils. So let's try out the writing here. Let's say test, note, works fine. Underline, that works fine. You know, your basic shape recognition, working fine here. Let's go ahead and try tilt. So I'm gonna go in here, pull up the highlighter, try to tilt this a bit, and yeah, there you go. It seems to be working just like any of my Apple Pencils. In fact, let's do a quick comparison with the Apple Pencil USB-C, which I happen to have right over here. All right, now let's see how these two compare. The Apple Pencil USB-C is probably the most comparable Apple stylus to this one. Again, just doing kind of the same things here. Shape recognition, general, just kind of drawing. Definitely missed double tap. It all works essentially the same. So for your basic writing, note-taking needs, the ESR Pencil actually works pretty well, especially again compared to something like the USB-C Apple Pencil, which costs something like $80, $79 versus the $30 that the ESR Pencil costs. And for a basic set of needs, they both do the job just as well. And you could even argue the ESR has a couple advantages like USB-C fast charge. Now, why would you need fast charge on something with such a small battery? Well, if you are using this with something like the 10th generation iPad that doesn't have the magnetic charging, then this would need to use a USB-C cable to charge. And if you're charging infrequently, you want it to be as quick as possible. Looking at the compatibility for the stylus, it works with all of the new iPads that were released in 2024, as well as the last few generations of iPad, iPad Air, iPad Pro, and iPad Mini. There's a lot to like here if you are one of those people that likes the idea of an Apple Pencil but can't justify the price because you're not an artist. I think my favorite feature of ESR's pencils is the button on the top. You know, it's a really natural interaction to want to do something with the top of the pencil, either click it or have an eraser like I think Microsoft's stylus does. I hope one day Apple explores adding functionality at the top of the Apple Pencil, but today, for $30, you have this option from ESR, which does a lot. Not everything the Apple Pencil does, but a good amount of the basics. That's going to do it for this one. Let me know in the comments what you think of this alternative Apple Pencil option. If you made it to the end, thank you. I really appreciate you. Make sure to like the video and subscribe on your way out. And with that, I will catch you in the next video. Take care, everyone.